experimental.
You mind if I do a little recording?
No, go ahead. So I did one of our early experimental wildflower seeds here, and then we had some plugs we put in here. So
that's all wildflower.
This is all wildflowers. This is Black-eyed Susan. Coreopsis has already finished blooming. I've done some transplanting, some milkweed in here that I took from the house. So this is going to get. So this is what we call the driveway island here.
Okay.
So the driveway is kind of circle. So this is kind of an area where the house is going to go right over there.
Okay.
And so this is
right in that area there where the pines are?
Yep, we'll drive by and it's staked out where the house is.
Okay, give me one moment for a plug.
Yep.
Everybody, hey everybody, this is OC and I'm out at Jamie Sasser's place. This is my wildlife management manager. He basically overlooked the farm as far as the wildlife management plan. He built my wildlife management plan, an excellent resource for anybody that's looking in Halifax County for that type of resource. He's giving me a tour of his property today. I'm glad to be out here with Jamie today. Say hey Jamie. So Jamie's gonna give me a quick tour and I'm gonna take you guys along. Let's ride. All right, Jamie. All right. So see, that's what I want to do. I'm thinking what would make my fields beautiful and what would make them presentable to like tourism and things like that.
Well, you'll see some of the areas we've got what I planted in seed. So I've done some experimental with some of the seed, found what grows good, what's easy to grow. I mean, there's lots of species you can plant, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to come up.
Right, right.
So like I said, this is another area I just sprayed with seed, and it's about 3 years now, so it's been fairly steady and stable.
Okay.
So this whole strip right through here, when we bought it, was all Bermuda grass. Okay. And so we struggled for a couple of years trying to get rid of all the Bermuda grass. We've got about 99% of it taken care of. I was out last week and I was spraying bits and pieces here and there. So Bermuda grass is always a struggle. So this is definitely made the turnaround. So this is one of our food plots right here.
That's what I was wondering when I walked past.
Yep. So this is a food plot here. This is our summer annual food plot. I planted it 2 weeks ago, and there's like 5 or 6 different species in here, and you can actually see it coming up. Okay. This is actually no-till. This is a no-till area. No-till, and I did it without a no-till drill. Okay. So I used a cultipacker, and I walked with a handheld broadcaster, and so I spread the seed, and then I came back with I went with a drag harrow. I dragged it with a drag harrow just to kind of rough things up. Did the seed, cultipacked, and all the stuff that was already here, the cultipactor laid it down. Okay. And then I spread the seed, or I had the seed down, cultipacked it, and then we got rain on it, and it's actually come up very well. Very pleased with it. So actually, zero till, no fertilizer whatsoever. It's just nice. Now, do you have this in a no-till program? So I don't have a no-till drill. So everything I do is I typically try to do a drag harrow. Okay. And the cultipacker. Okay, gotcha. So now that I've gotten rid of most of what I needed to, I'll show you the areas I actually disc. So and that's discing for wildlife. Okay. This right here, like I said, this is all the cultipacker and the drag harrow. Okay, so gotcha. I'm not worried about it looking like making the cover of Guns and Garden. Right. Magazine. You got it right. It's a I'm food not worried plot. About it. Wildlife don't care. I don't care. They want to eat. They want to eat. So, that's right. Yeah. It's a resource for the wildlife. Yep. And that's what we're out here doing. He's showing us how you could address some of these resource concerns on your property. And one of the ways you can do that is through food plots. And that's what I'm going to do on my farm as well. Definitely want to do some food plots on my area. But I notice how thick your area over here is. This whole area here? Yeah, so that's the property line there. Okay, that's the property line. Yeah, that's the property line there. So it's kind of a no man's land. I don't think the property owner knows that our line is here. So, so I'm probably going to go in and I'm going to clean up some of those sweet gums. Okay. I don't want all those sweet gums. Right, they're going to jump over. Yep. But the quail, this is one of the areas, this corner right here is, when we bought the property 4 years ago, this is one of the areas we consistently see quail hanging out in. Oh, really? Yeah. Okay, so this is the covey of quail over here. Yep. This is it. So I heard two this morning when I got here. They've been calling around, so nice. So they obviously like it out here. I know one thing, the doves love this strip right here. Yeah. Because I came through here walking, and the doves was jumping up everywhere. Yeah, so all this is, part of this in here, I got 2 different types of millet. I got some milo, which is wild game sorghum. I did iron clay peas. I did sunflower, and I also did buckwheat. So this is a combination of stuff right through here.
Gotcha.
What I had in the wintertime out here was crimson clover, oats, some brassicas, and some onless winter wheat. So that was my winter.
You keep a year-round food plot out here for them.
Yep.
That's great. That's great.
And I got a camera that covers this, and there's consistently critters out here.
Eating everything. Everything's enjoying the what you've done, your efforts.
And you can see there's weeds out here, but I'm not concerned about that because that's wildlife eat those weeds as well too.
Right,
so again, I'm not concerned about trying to make the cover of some magazine as far as the perfect food plot.
Right, it's a nice food plot.
So this is for wildlife. It's the cover and the food. So I'm not going to come in and, my time is limited, my resources are limited, so I'm not worried about a weed or two.
Right. Got you. Got you.
The rough areas like this is great because birds, quail hang out in that, rabbits hang out in that.
So I jumped a couple of rabbits since I've been down here walking through here.
So these rough areas are perfect for that. So.
Okay.
So this is my orchard, the start of my orchard.
Oh, okay.
So we got apples and crab apples in here.
Nice.
I think there's 5 different varieties of apples. The ones that have the cages around are the older ones.
Okay.
The ones that don't are ones I just planted this past winter, and I'm going to have to cage them because as soon as they come out of those tubes, the deer nip them.
Oh, really?
Yep,
Okay.
Yep. So I've got the cages. I just got to put them up. But there's I think 5 different varieties of apples. I worked with a apple grower here in North Carolina, specializes in North Carolina varieties. I told him what type of soil I had, what the county I was in, what I wanted to do, and he recommended species specifically for
this area.
Yep, this area, so.
That's great.
Yep.
And see, folks, that's the benefit of having professionals in your plan that understand the lay of the land, and they understand what you're trying to do, on the land. But they are the soil conservationists. They know what the soil should do, the balance of the soil, and they know what type of plants to put in these soils. So always consult with your professional. Get your professional consultants in to help you with your planning. So this is area 2. I love to see the growth in this area.
So this is kind of the property line right here. This is the path we put in for access. So this is one of my test strips. So you can see this strip doesn't have any trees in it.
Right.
So these trees are basically, this is growing season 4 of being fallow. So these pine trees, this is about as tall as they'll get. So this fall, I'm going to come in and I'm going to brush cut all these pines, the taller ones, and the smaller ones I'll leave because I want that height. So that because birds nest in those trees.
Okay.
Critters get underneath them for shade, so I'll keep that. All the sweet gums, I have a routine in the fall. I go September, I'll walk through with a backpack sprayer and I'll spray sweet gums. So I never let the trees get beyond a certain height or density.
Right.
So I'm constantly managing that. So, but this is a strip that we had Bermuda grass in. We treated the Bermuda grass. We came in, this is about year 3 now. I had different sections of it. This section here that you can see, this is Coreopsis, variety of grasses through here. This was, I think I had 5 or 6 different seeds in here, and everything I planted in here has come up.
All right.
So I did everything by textbook as far as prepping the site, put it in the ground, and everything come out great. The middle section, I collected seed I had at the house, just put it in a brown paper bag, and I just sowed it. I just threw it out.
And threw it out.
And I had stuff come up.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
And the other end, which we'll see when we go to the other side, I planted in January, right before a snowstorm to get some cold stratification. Did everything just like I was supposed to. Stuff come up. But we had a dry spell, and it really hindered some of it. So this end is done good. So this is split beard, blue stem. There is Coreopsis. There's black-eyed Susan in there. There's Indian blanket, which is actually starting to fade. You can see the orange, red ones.
Okay, yeah.
That's Indian blanket starting to fade out a little bit.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask about.
There's some native Lespedezas in here, and then there's some Indian grass, and you see the Indian grasses coming up in here. So this is
it's a great wildlife area.
Yep.
All right.
So this area right through here, as you can see here, looks a little different. So this is, I did a winter time disking.
Okay.
So basically, because I had a lot of the broom sedge, was really really thick through here, so I wanted to tame some of that back. So I did my winter disking, and that basically brings up the especially
native
the natives forbs and all. So it especially ragweed. So ragweed has actually come up nicely in there.
Okay.
It's decreased my grasses quite a bit. And this is great areas for for quail and turkeys.
Okay.
For brood rearing in here. So, so that's the combination, just running the disc through here. So,
as you hear people, it takes management. Anything you're going to do on your farm, anything you're going to do successfully, take management. In life, it takes management. So,
this is a longleaf we planted. This is
that's beautiful.
4 years. So we got a variety of a number of longleaf out here. So that's one we planted. So.
Okay, good. Now I know when you was on our farm, you took me around and showed me the non-invasive and the invasive trees. You know, there's a management plan to handle each type of tree, especially your non-invasive. Jamie shared with me, and you saw in the previous video when we did, you got brush piles out here.
So this is one of our brush piles. This is a smaller one. We did some work in the woodlands right in front of us, and we did some hack and squirt. The tree died and it fell, so we wanted it because it was one of our paths we were going to put in. That's why I killed the tree, because it was going to be in our path. Right. So we, me and a buddy, we cut it up and brought it out here. So we actually need to put some more stuff on it. So
that's a nice.
But we've planted some stuff around it. So there is a number of shrubs. We planted beautyberry. I salvaged just from the yard. We had some coming up in our backyard and we didn't want it there. So I dug them up and I brought them out here. So we got some beautyberry, and I've anchored it with a few other things around here. Okay. So this would be a nice little area for quail to hang out and rabbits, and there's always birds hanging out in it.
So that the border you put around it help protect the habitat as well.
Yep, right? Yep. And when we burn out here, we'll disc around it so we won't burn this brush pile. Okay, you see a bluebird sitting on the bluebird box.
I see. I see your boxes there. I was going to ask about those. Well,
it's made out of recycled lumber.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the decking, the recycled decking.
Okay.
Yep. Last forever.
Yeah, they will. This is a great area. Great area. Now, see, they did plant back here.
Yeah, they did plant. This is the first year they planted back here.
Oh, so, really? Yeah.
Yep.
And what is that they planted, you think?
I don't know.
It looked like some.
I think, talking with Terry, I think they would, they're putting a cover crop back there. I think that's
a cover crop. Okay. Yep. Is that your stand or they?
No, so our property line's right through here.
Oh, okay, gotcha. It's a nice stand. They got a Cadillac up there.
So we continue that way, so we got about 8 acres in the woods.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, so our property line goes right through there, and that's where we cut.
You cut a path through there?
We're starting to cut a path through there. It started there.
Good. That looked like a beautiful woods, too. I just peeked down through there.
This is a little bit of we did at your property here. We did a little bit of edge feathering. We dropped a couple trees. Okay. So that's kind of what that looks like. So typically we want to go further than this. Right. This is I was just kind of experimenting with this when I did it just about 2-3 years ago. Okay. And then I actually did some hack and squirt and trees on the interior to kill some of the sweet gum. And then I came back in and I've also planted some hazelnut. There's some hazelnuts.
Some hazelnuts, okay.
Some hazelnuts planted through here. So.
Nice.
This section right here, you can see that grass, the taller green stuff?
I see, yep.
So those were, that was Indian grass, big blue stem, and switchgrass plugs we planted about 3 years ago, right after we bought the property. Okay. We planted that, and we actually had a turkey nest at the base of one of these.
Oh,
places.
did you? Yep. Nice.
Yep. So that's all native warm season grasses. This is all the native broom sedge. You can see how thick it gets. So, but yeah, so that's we planted that in plugs. So that was a fairly easy project. So.
Good.
So this right here is my crabapple food plot.
Okay.
So this is crab apples at
crabapple trees. Oh, nice. I like the way that is. Yeah.
So this is I planted all this in oats back in September, and for the last week I've got a trail camera over there that's a cell camera. For the last week, every day I've had about 9 turkeys come in here eating the oats.
Did you really? Oh
yes.
Man.
So they've been coming in here regular basis. I got a deer and a fawn walk by it yesterday. I got another camera over there, had a doe and a fawn on it on a regular base, but deer using this regularly. I mean, I would get deer almost daily using this food plot. So the thing for this, so the crab apples as they grow, I'll keep oats and I'll keep some type of annual food under here for the critters. And this little corner here, we actually burned this back in March. Okay. And so we're going to convert this to a food plot. Right now, it is. I'm keeping it fallow through the summertime because critters use this. Okay. So I'm using this. So we get a little bit later. In the summertime, I'll kill the grass only, and I'll come back in here and I'll
put your food plot in.
Yep. Yep.
Nice. What you thinking about putting?
I love the crimson clover. I'll probably do clover and oats.
Clover
and
and
some wheat, because it seems to do very well out here.
Yeah, your woods are beautiful. I love it.
So we're doing some hack and squirt in there, some of that stuff, techniques, I told you about. We've been doing that, open it up. We actually burned in April.
Oh, did you?
So we burned this line here. You can see where we burned some of the stuff in here. So
now, how do you go about? That's a permit. You got to get a permit to burn.
Yeah, I got to burn. Yeah, it's easy to do.
And okay, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, because that's what I want to do. Open some areas up in mine. Because over there where I have my shed, there's no sunlight coming in. Yeah. Because we're so canopy.
Yep.
So we need to get some sunlight in there so some of the undergrowth can grow. But also I want to beautify that inner woods and open it up for trailing and things like that. So
you got to open it up. That's key.
Yep.
Planted some persimmons. So there's like a low 5 persimmons right through here. So that'd be
nice.
Good for deer.
Oh yeah, they love
this year. So.
Love the way your borders are thick through here.
Yep. All kinds of rabbits. All kinds of critters.
Now, what amazes me also about having the right professionals in on your team is that they know what they're looking at out here. To you, it look like weeds. They see the beauty of the land. They see exactly what these plants are and what they're designed to do. They know what wildlife like to feast on them, and they pretty much know the lay of the land. So this is why it's important to include them into your plan.
So you can see the difference where I disc. Back up here, you can see a little bit better. You see right there where I disc, you see it reduced the grass.
Yep.
So it's not as rank as it was. So that's why the disking is good. So it brings it kind of helps control this grass, and it encourages the forbs, the weedy stuff, which is actually the better things for wildlife. So
how often do you disc?
Every 2 to 3 years.
Every 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, every 2 to 3 years. Yep. You disc sections, so I don't disc all of it. So sections I didn't disc this year, I'll last year I'll do this year.
Gotcha.
So I'm staggering it. So another one of our longleaf right here. Right there growing at the same time.
Oh, they are beautiful. Yep. I can see the difference because you got 2 different ones right beside each other, right?
Yep.
Yep.
They were all planted at the same time.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Because I know Tyrone had, what did he have over there? He had the long, he don't have the long leaf.
I don't think,
the other ones.
So this right here, this is our pollinator plot that we did. This is our CRP project.
Okay.
We did with Terry Best and Chelsea there. This is 8/10 of an acre. This is the second growing season.
Okay.
So this is Black-Eyed Susan, so they're doing very well right now.
Yeah, this is what I like it to look like. Yep.
Yep. So I walked it a little bit early today. Every time I come out here, I'll walk it and see what's coming up. And so I'm really anticipating to see new species that I didn't see last year, and the third year is usually the year where you start to see everything come in.
So this area, did you plant these?
This is planted. This is about 30 different species I planted.
30 different species.
Yep, 30, and that's all by seed.
Okay. Now, what did you do to prep the soil before you planted?
So that was a combination. So we started in the early fall. We mowed it, and then we burned it.
Okay.
And then after the burn, and everything started to come back up after the burn, I sprayed it with herbicides, and that was right before. That was a late summer. So we did the herbicide work, and then it was laid out during the winter time, and then I came back and I did some spot herbicide spraying in the early spring, and then we did a drag harrow, and then cultipacked, and then we broadcast the seed and cultipacked again.
Wow.
So it takes work.
It takes work. You hear?
It takes work.
You hear how much stuff was done just to get a piece of land to become active. Now this will continue to produce, he said, and he's looking for new species coming up. How many different species did you plant?
I put 30 species in it. I don't anticipate all of them will make it, and that they won't. But some of them, it may take 4 or 5 years for them to show.
Okay.
That one area we looked at, the first spot, it took about almost 3 years for one of the seeds to show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it just lays dormant.
Okay.
So some of the stuff I put in there, I might not see for 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
So,
but they're in there.
That's fine. So
yeah. Now, what were the red ones you talked about?
That's Indian blanket.
Okay.
Blanket flower.
Do they last throughout the summer?
They are an annual.
Okay.
They bloom a long. They have a long bloom period. They are super hardy, drought tough. They're one of the first bloomers. They self-seed.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Yeah, so, but you need some type of disturbance. So what we'll do here, we'll burn this.
Okay.
So after year 3, We'll maintain this by doing prescribed fire on it.
Okay, gotcha.
So that's how we'll maintain it. And
Gotcha.
I'll come back in and I'll spot spray. You know, there's a sycamore out there growing up that's popped up, and if you tweak them, I'll come back here and I'll spot spray those.
Is that it I'm seeing over there?
Yeah, that's
okay.
the sycamore. So,
yep.
So I'll just spot spray those. That's easy.
Okay.
It's easy, pretty
Yep.
easy work.
So this is some of the practices I'm going to have to implement in my fields once I start growing my wildflowers and things like that.
It's a game of patience. It's a game of patience.
Okay, gotcha.
Sure is. And a little bit of luck. You know, timing, seed, and the rain is super critical.
Okay, gotcha.
So I planted this, and we had quite a bit of rain about a week after I planted.
That's perfect.
Which was good. So,
That was perfect. Awesome. Wow.
So this was burned here. So this was burned in April.
Okay.
So you can see how it's responded. Gamma grass, the tall stuff right there is the eastern gamma grass. I planted out here.
Oh, you planted those?
Yeah, I planted that.
Those are the
tufts of grass.
Oh, okay.
That's gamma grass. So, yeah.
Okay.
So that's a native grass. I planted that, and the other stuff in the background, that's actually called wing stem.
Oh, okay.
That was already out here. It's expanded as we've kind of let it go.
I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's expanding. So it's a nice yellow flower on the flower.
I was going to ask, does it bloom?
Yeah.
Does it have a flower on it?
So that's be all yellow blooms.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
How long does the bloom last? A couple of weeks? Or?
A couple of weeks, yeah. Most flowers last a couple of weeks.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow, that's a nice backdrop. I can see that happening. And they're all over here.
Yeah, all this was chock full of privet, so we've taken, sprayed and killed all that privet.
Oh,
so
wow.
That's,
it was effective.
To open it up.
So that
all
was
that
very
dead
effective.
stuff right there is privet that we killed.
Oh, that's privet.
Yep,
and you just sprayed it with your herbicide.
Yep. Yep.
Now, I still didn't get all my privet done because
that's you won't get it done in 1 year.
Yeah, okay.
So
okay.
yeah, so that's you take these at bites at a time.
That's
all you can do. So this is the fire break we had because we burned this as well.
Okay.
And this is the fire break from the pollinator plot, and then I've seeded this. You can see where
I see where you seeded
I seeded that about 2 weeks before I did the other one.
Okay, and what's in that
same
seeding?
thing.
So okay, good.
Yep, same thing. So a lot of buckwheat coming up, and I've seen the iron clay peas and a lot of the millet.
It looks good. So the wildlife will love that.
Yep. Yep. So you can see out there some of the wildflowers. I planted out there. You see the,
I see them.
So all I did out there, I had extra seed and I just threw it out. I didn't do any site prep. I just threw it on the ground.
Broadcasted, okay.
And it took the first year, it didn't do anything. And I forgot about it. And the second year, I was like, where's all these flowers come from? Oh, I planted them. so it took 2 years.
Right. But I didn't know they lay dormant like that. And that's great.
Yep. Yep. So all that's popped up. So that's been like 3 years ago that I planted anything, so I've not done anything since then.
It's similar to what Tyrone was saying. He kind of threw out some vegetables along the shed area, and like tomatoes, old tomatoes, just threw them out, and next year you had tomato plants growing. So it's crazy how nature responds to this. I noticed you got a fenced area over there.
Yeah, so this is that's milkweed, one of the milkweed plots we did.
Okay.
So this is purple milkweed, and we had some out here last year, and we believe the deer ate it.
Okay.
Because it got gone like all of a sudden. So I had a bunch more at the house, and we planted them, and we fenced them.
Oh, they're beautiful.
They've already flowered. And it looks like monarchs have already been on, so it looks like some of the leaves have been eaten.
Yeah, some of them's already eaten.
So the fence has kept whatever was eating them last year out. So,
okay.
so I think there's 18 different milkweed plants out there. So.
Okay, good. And obviously, wildlife eat them for whatever reason. But how tall will they get?
That's about as tall as they get.
Oh, really?
See, that's the oldest one.
Right there.
That was the one we planted last year. It was doing great, and all of a sudden, 1 week it was here, the next week it was gone. I mean, nothing. I mean, it was completely.
They ate it all up.
Ate everything. So.
Wow.
They came back.
Awesome. But what I'm learning here is that it do take management. And every little area we've gone to, people, Jamie is managing his land. I mean, he's walking through, he's taking care of the non-invasive, or the invasive species that's in there. And he's taking proper care of every little thing. You see, he got fences, he got all types of stuff around here, protecting his efforts and work.
Investment and effort.
Right. And that's great. So I'm learning a lot as we ride through Jamie's land. Really appreciate him having us out here today, and we hope you're learning something too.
So this is chinkapin. Every one of those is chinkapin. It's one of those. It's a hard mass. It's a shrub. It's a native shrub. Okay. Produces a nut every year, and it's very sweet and it's edible to us too.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So deer, turkey love it, and it's great. When it gets bigger, it'll provide good cover, good mass crop, and also I can burn it, and the fire won't phase it. Okay. So it's designed for the system.
To respond
This area right here, we planted in longleaf pine. So there's longleaf pine and shortleaf pine out here. So a lot of the flags or areas we've planted, the white flags, and we've planted some other wildflowers. So yeah, this is one of our active areas that we've done a lot of planting in. So
right.
I flag it so I can go back and monitor it and keep check on it. And then eventually I'll pull the flags up. As soon as it gets established, then I'll pull the flags up.
Now, was that a program you had up there where the pines are growing up? The bigger pines?
Right up there? No, those are wild pines.
Those are wild pines.
Those are wild pines, yep. And so you can see what the fire didn't kill them.
Right.
Pruned them. So I'll go back in and I'll selectively remove some of those.
Okay.
So this is something we planted here.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that is a baptisia. That's a legume.
Okay.
So
that's
it's
beautiful.
Liking life right here. So you see all the pollinators.
I see it. They love it.
Yep.
Wow, they love it. Look at that.
Yep.
Let me get a close up on that. They really love that plant. Is that the only one you have out?
No, there's a couple of them over here. So that was doing really well.
Okay.
So yep.
I see some sunflowers over here as well.
Or there's a black-eyed Susan.
Black-eyed Susans.
Yep, black-eyed Susans. And there's another one that's a little bit smaller.
Okay, I see it. Yep.
Yep. And then there's some native.
Oh yeah, I see the other one
in the back. You see the white?
Yeah.
Those are native.
Oh really?
Yeah. So when we did, you can see where we burn right there, and it burned pretty hot. So really open that up.
Okay.
And those peas are really taking advantage of that. So.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
But my concern with burning was like, oh man, is this stuff gonna get away from you and burn up the whole forest?
It can if you don't do it right. So you always have to be cautious with it. But we can definitely help you with that.
Okay.
So.
So Jamie, thinking about my trails through the woods, because I want to put some natural trails through there where people can walk, as I'm building my area out there, where people can walk through and just enjoy nature, enjoy some of the pollinators we have planted out there, to help us, and some of the wildlife efforts we have going on the farm, is going through cutting those paths and cutting paths in there. Would you recommend how do you get those nature paths cut?
By hand. It depends on how big of trees you got and how big of paths you want, whether you can do it yourself or you need to hire somebody out.
Okay.
We're the ones in the woods, we're taking our time at it because there are some decent sized trees in there. And it's kind of a low priority for us right now.
Right.
We focus on the open areas right here now. And as we're starting to get things like we want to here, we're going to start shifting in there. And I've already done a little bit of it. I've done hack and squirt on some of the trees. I've marked the trees I want to take out. So I got the lines I want to do it. I've marked the trees and I've gone through and I started killing the trees and I'm letting them die. So I'm not doing chainsaw work. I'm just doing a hack and squirt.
Okay, I didn't even consider that yet.
And then a couple of years those will fall down, and so it's doing all the hard work for me. It's just a lot longer, it's not a quick method to do. While we're here, so these are that's hazelnut right there. Okay. So a couple of them I had to cage them to keep rabbits off of them. Because when I first planted them, the rabbits were just
loving them up.
So that's hazelnut. Once again, another nut producer.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see the other one there.
Over here, these are more chickpeas right here on this side of it.
Oh yeah. Okay. Wow. Great stuff. Yeah, this is some good stuff here, Jamie. I definitely need your knowledge base when it comes to planting these fields, because I don't know. That's the planning we have to do. We have to look at those fields and see what do we want them to look like. What do we want to get out there? And I already know these yellow ones are beautiful out there.
Oh yeah, everybody loves black-eyed Susans. Are really easy to grow. They're short-lived. They'll last a couple years. If you don't do some type of disturbance, they'll kind of blink out.
Okay.
So burning's kind of important to do that. So, but quick growing, they're beautiful. Everybody loves the black-eyed seeds.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
native. Pollinators like them. They produce small seed. The birds in the fall, goldfinches will be all on top of them. So there's all kinds of benefits to them.
Okay,
So,
is that a map of your area?
that's a map of the area.
Awesome,
Yep.
awesome,
Yep.
awesome.
Yep.
Well, we want to thank Jamie for having us out today. I hope you guys learned something. And like I said, if you're in Halifax County, is that the only county you serve?
I got 11 counties.
You got 11 counties. So get with me in my inbox. Let me know where you are in North Carolina. And it just so happened, Jamie might be your guy. Talk to you later.